Hello everyone, welcome to the World's Best Scientist Award ceremony. I'm going to introduce Thomas Young, who is the winner of this award this year. Thomas Young is born in 1773 in England. He is a omnipotent scientist. He holds discoveries in virtually every field that he studied, including physics, engineering, physiology, Egyptology, linguistics, and so on. He is most famous for the principle of interference of light. Thomas Young died in London in 1829. Young was the eldest son of the 10 children in a Quaker family and received a strict upbringing. He was raised as a member of the Society of Friends, a historical Christian group of religious movements. In 1797, Young's great-uncle died and left him his London home and a good sum of money, which gave Young's financial secure. Several years later, in 1804, Young married Eliza Maxwell. The marriage was a remarkably happy one. However, they did not have any children. Young was a child prodigy. He was largely self-educated in language and natural philosophy. He learned to read at age 2, and by the time he was 6, he had read twice through the Bible and started the study of Latin. Between 1780 and 1786, he attended 2 boarding schools, where he learned elementary mathematics and gained a reading knowledge of Latin, Greek, French, and Italian. He also had begun independent study of natural history, natural philosophy, and had learned to make telescopes and microscopes. In 1786, Young began independent study of 8 other languages. It is listed on the slide. By 1792, he had mastered the calculus and had read Newton's Principia and Optics, Lavoisier's Elements of Chemistry, different plays, law, politics, and so on. Between 1792 and 1799, Young studied medicine at London. In 1797 to 1803, he was enrolled at Yemenia College. Young studied medicine. He ultimately did not succeed as a doctor, partly because of his inability to comfort patients. When he was 28, Young abandoned the medical practice to join the Royal Institution of London. In 2 years, he delivered 91 lectures. He was one of the first person to decipher Egyptian hieroglyphics and played a key role in decoding the Rosetta Stone. Young had many discoveries in many different fields. His major contribution to physics is to the field of light, which is through his double-slit experiment. With this experiment, Young challenged the theories of Newton and proved that light is a transverse wave. This is because light suffers the phenomenon of interference. The double-slit experiment is a wonderfully simple experiment, which allowed Young to demonstrate convincingly the wave nature of light for the first time. When the wave emerging from 2 narrow cells are superimposed on a screen placed at some distance parallel to the line connecting these cells, a pattern of bright and dark fringes regularly spaced appears on a screen, which is known as the interference pattern. This is the first clear proof that light added to light can produce darkness. Interference is accompanied by a spatial redistribution of the optical intensity without violation of power conservation. This phenomenon is known as interference, and thanks to this experiment, the wavelengths can be accurately calculated. Here is the sources of the images. Thank you for listening to my presentation.